weeks.
Let's look ahead to the Bath game. And first of all, I don't want to dwell too much on the past, but I know the first half great. And listening to what you were saying post game, you were pretty unhappy with the second half. We listened to you all the time, and you were pretty knocked. I think it's fair to say from listening to you. What have you done to address the issues that you felt arose in that second half against Worcester?
Yeah, I was only frustrated with the second half because we set some pretty simple goals for the players, and one of the simplest goals is that you're playing sport. You need to remember that. You're playing a game of rugby, and actually a game is an opportunity to go out there and have a game of your life. And you're not going to have the game of your life every week. That's pretty impossible, for obvious reasons. But you should be aiming to have a better game than you had the week before, and you should be aiming to improve. And you should be using those minutes as a chance to really maximise what you do and get better. And for us to move forward as individually as a team, but also for us as a team. And I didn't really feel that second half did that. We didn't really challenge ourselves either physically with the drive we had in the game. We didn't really challenge ourselves with the kind of flat out effort we put into areas of the game, and that frustrated me mainly because I wanted the players to be really driving a level of performance that was going to drive us through this month. 2 big Premiership performances and 2 Heineken Cup games. Things do break up a little bit then, and how the squad gets used going into the Premiership Cup. And what I kind of said to the players was, you've just let half an hour slip by when you could have been driving the standards we want to see. Now, I understand how that happens because you can't be right on the money for every single game of the season. It's almost impossible because the season's a long time. You can't maintain an absolute flat-out level of intensity. But I would have wanted us to be showing it a little bit more than we have at this stage of the season. The time to maybe ease off your intensity is as we hit that Premiership Cup and you have a bit of a breather, or the squad is rotated, and then you crank it back up again. And at the minute, that was what concerned me, and we've talked about that this week. Talk to the players about making sure they lead the intensity. We've talked to the leaders in the group about making sure they lead the intensity. And to be fair, training this week has been very good, and hopefully it was just a little bit of a wake-up call that we needed to make sure the players are on track into the kind of levels of intensity, levels of performance we'll need over the coming weeks.
So, because you're going to the Rec on Friday night, you're going to need that level of intensity, aren't you? Because it's not an easy place to go to.
No, that's right. I mean, they were the team that we took the longest to beat in the Premiership. When we've had a lot of very tough games at the Rec, I think we've done okay the last couple of years, but in very, very, very tight games that were decided very late in the game. So we're very aware that unless we're pretty much bang on, it's going to be a long, old, tough night for us up there, and that's what we've got to talk about. We've got to talk about enjoying that challenge, because it could be a great kind of marker for us about the kind of level of performance we're going to have to put in the following couple of weeks.
You've had the best start to a season ever in a top flight campaign. What would it mean to go into a European Cup competition on the back of a perfect record, so to speak?
Well, it wouldn't mean anything unless we can back that up by performing well in it. If we look back, we're doing okay in the Premiership, and that takes a bit of away of our intensity, it wouldn't be a good thing. What you achieve behind you, unless you use it as a driver or you use it for something that can be positive going forward, it doesn't mean very much. Obviously it's great for us to have great foundations. It allows us to plan a little bit differently but that'll be when we go back into the Premiership. The reality is we just want to be performing at a high-end level. My biggest aim for the weekend is, regardless of the win or the loss again on Friday, but I'm looking at the players and I'm going, these guys are ready to now crank things up, and we're ready to move forward. The result itself will happen one way or the other, but actually what we need to see is a real uptake in how we want to train, how we want to play, how we want to approach the game, and those things will be. I'll be keener looking at those things than I will on if we scraped a result and played badly, I wouldn't be particularly happy. If we go there and play really well and it's a heck of a game, and Bath are absolutely flying at us and we're flying at them, and it's an amazing game, and we come up short, I would almost be more happy with that, because we'd be better prepared for the weeks coming forward.
Indeed. And finally for me, where do those major dangers from Bath lie, do you feel?
Well, traditionally when we've gone up there, Rocco Daguni has run around. I think I said last year or the year before, it looked like he had Harry Potter's cloak of invisibility on him. Look, we couldn't lay a finger on him. So, he's been very dangerous against us in the past, but their pack fours looks like it's going very well at the moment. They look very comfortable with those elements of it. They've kind of ground out some wins, which shows quite a lot of quality. And we're aware that they've rested up quite a lot of frontline players from last week, when they didn't take a full strength side of Saracens. So we're expecting a very energetic physical performance from them, but that's going to be a great test for us. It's kind of the challenge we need this week heading into the next couple of weeks, and so I'd like to think we're ready to meet all that absolutely head on.